Today's myth is that fast weight loss is unsustainable. Okay. Here's a picture of two gentlemen. Okay, say they're the same people. I know they don't look like they're the same height, but say they're the same height. They're twins, say for instance. Which one has the higher metabolism? The answer is, well, it depends. Obviously, it depends. It depends on a lot of variables. But what we would typically expect, maybe, is that the gentleman that is bigger has a slower metabolism, right? I get that all the time, that people come in to see me and they say, well, I must have a slow metabolism. It's got to be my metabolism. There's got to be something with that that's causing me to gain weight. But actually, if you look at most people, when you actually measure metabolism, and you can do that through different testing, most people that are at a heavier weight actually either have normal metabolism or higher metabolism, okay? And that's a little bit of a funny thing that you might not expect. Why that is that metabolism is highly correlated to lean muscle mass, okay, lean body mass. The more lean muscle mass you have, the higher your metabolism is, okay? So this gets to the crux of, is it sustainable? That is, well, okay, I can lose weight, but then am I bound to regain that weight? There's several factors that go into maintenance of weight and what pulls you back into a direction of regaining that weight. One of the factors that is involved is metabolism. What is metabolism? Metabolism is that amount of energy that you naturally expend just doing day-to-day activities, just sitting there. Okay, that's your resting metabolic rate. Okay, so just sitting there, you're burning calories, you're burning energy. Okay, people that have a high metabolism, doing the same exact things, they burn more calories than people that have a slow metabolism. And it just happens that metabolism is highly correlated to lean body mass. Okay? We all have a certain mass, a certain weight that constitutes our body makeup. We think of weight as far as fat. We think of fat mass. We also have lean body mass. We have muscle mass. Okay? And it just so happens that people that are heavier, that are bigger, have both, typically both, higher absolute fat mass and they have higher absolute muscle mass. Okay? So, as in the previous picture, if you took identical twins the same height, one's bigger, but he's bigger not just because he's got more fat, but he's bigger because he's got more absolute muscle mass too. And that muscle mass is what is correlated to metabolism. If you take someone that is 300 pounds and then that individual diets to 250 pounds, and you take someone that's always been 250 pounds, the individual that dieted down to 250 pounds will then at that point in time have a slower metabolism than the guy that's always been at 250 pounds. Although when I put people on, say, a low-carb diet, I'm trying to get them to lose fat mass, all right? I'm trying to get them to lose unhealthy weight, particularly around the waistband. Invariably, as they lose fat mass, they will also lose lean body or protein mass. And that is because you're going into a burning state. We're trying to get you to burn fat, but invariably you're going to burn some fat and some protein. That's why when you're losing weight on a low-carb diet, it's critical that you eat a high amount of protein, okay? So that you preserve as much lean body mass as possible, as opposed to dipping into your own muscle stores. But no matter what we can do, you can't get around it. You're going to break down some of your own protein. And as you lose the protein mass, you're going to slow your metabolism. So then if you take someone that was 300 pounds, now they're 250 pounds, okay, and now they've lost that much more muscle mass. Remember, muscles are our furnaces. So instead of 100 furnaces burning the calories and stuff, now you got 50 furnaces. So you got less furnaces in action, okay? So what happens then is you've set that individual to regain the weight. Say they don't change, they go back to eating the same stuff they ate before they dieted. Now they got less muscle furnaces, so they're going to store more. They're not going to burn as much. And so that's why we see rapid regain, and oftentimes we see regain even more. So one of the key things that we can do, not only in weight loss, but in maintenance of that weight loss, is to keep the protein intake high. That's critical. For instance, if you look at a study in terms of the metabolism, after achieving about 13.5% weight loss, and then going into maintenance phase, one group was on 20% protein intake, and the other was 30% protein. In both groups, they had a slowing of the metabolism. We know that happens, okay? You're losing weight, you're losing some protein stores. But in the ones that were on a 30%, a higher protein intake into maintenance, they had less of a slowing of their metabolism. So when we're talking about really the three most important things of sustaining the weight loss, okay, of debunking the myth that you can't sustain it, number one is you want to keep that protein intake high. Number two is what we've talked about for the majority of our classes, that is keep the glycemic index low. So part of that is choosing carbs that are lower in glycemic index. Your non-starchy vegetables, your beans, your dairy, your nuts, okay? Part of it is eating protein with your carbs so that you lower the glycemic index. And the third one is the most important, and that is to adopt the psychology to sustain yourself forever, all right? To make it your value system that you want to eat in this way for your health forever. Thanks for tuning in to Weight Loss Myths with Dr. Crisco. To learn more about weight loss myths, check out my website, mythicalweightloss.com. And to learn how you can effectively lose weight and keep the weight off, check out my book, The Ping Pong Diet.